Well, hello and good afternoon and welcome to another show on Praise Talk Show. My name is Praise Asimote.
And my name is Charles Carrington.
You know, every time I say praise, it just brings a smile on my face. It's amazing. I know it's my name, but because we're Christians and that name, that word or that name, means so much, especially when we're in the presence of God. Praise is comely for the upright, the Bible says.
Whenever I mention my name,
Charles thinks about the royal family that he is part of.
Charles is manly. That's what it means.
It's manly, okay. You should say, hello, I'm Charles Carrington.
I'm Charles.
And I'm Praise.
It's good to have you tuned into the show. And as always, every Saturday afternoon, we're here from 2 to 3 o'clock on Sky Channel 590 and also online on
www.faithworldtv.com, and also you can catch up on some of our previous interviews on our YouTube channel, which is also Praise Talk Show. And last week's show we talked about the marriage conference, which is actually on today. It started at 2 p.m., which is right now as we speak to you, but it would go on until probably about 6 p.m. in the evening. So you can come down and join Evangelist Margaret Olatunji as she shares with the married and the single on a lot of issues that you probably have been burning to either get some solutions from, hear other people's viewpoint, and also gets to meet other people that might be able to put you in the right direction. I don't want to use the word help at this time, because it then looks like it's only desperate people that will be going, and it's not. You're going because for enhancement and for a better future.
I like that word. Enhancement.
Yes. We have to use empowering words this year. Enhancement, uplifting.
I like this one as well, garnish.
Garnish that. I think
Maybe
about food.
garnish your relationships.
I'm thinking about food now. You make me think about food. We were just talking about, not wheatgrass, we're talking about bulgur. Bulgur wheat.
Well, she's always on about these health foods and stuff, and some of the things that she eats, I do try. And
I don't know if the animals in Africa would eat them.
You tell me they are healthy stuff, so obviously.
And it's working. It's working. Listen, we don't want to keep you waiting. We have an amazing woman on set with us today. She's amazing because you get to hear about her story, her career story, and also her ministry story, and where that has taken her, and the impact that she's also making in the community.
Yes, most definitely. And you know what? Because what I found out about this woman as well is the fact that she is a PK. Now, in all
it's a good way.
In a good
PK
way.
is a good
She's
thing.
A PK, a pastor's kid.
Yes.
And I
am one.
You are one.
Yeah. And I'm smiling. I'm very proud of it.
So I've got 2 PKs on the set, and I'm an SK, somebody's kid. All right. Okay. So PKs. That's good. But we're just going to find out about what it was like growing up in a pastor's home, how some of the influences are, some of the things that you have to deny yourself because your dad leads a ministry, and how that actually impacts your life and everything else around that. But listen, stay with us, don't go anywhere, because when we come up, we're going to dive straight into the interview, and I'm sure we will really enjoy what we have ahead for us today.
Definitely.
So don't go anywhere. We'll be back shortly.
Bring the nation back to God. The United Kingdom has always been a Christian nation. The foundation was built on Christ. We need to rediscover our great heritage, and we are asking you to rise up and stand with Bring the Nation Back to God. Please call 0800 043 0464 now and register today. We are praying for 100,000 prayer partners to be raised up. For any love gift amount, we would also like to send you Jonathan Miller's new book, Healed to Minister, which will teach you such things as don't allow your past to hold you captive, forgiving, discover who you are in Christ, and much more. So please call 0800 043 0464 now. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. Bring the nation back to God.
Exclusive event hire services, adding class to your events. We offer a one-stop service to all our clients. Our team is formed of the best of the event industry. It would be our pleasure to put our extensive experience and expertise to work for you. We manage and plan weddings, birthdays, christenings, anniversaries, celebration, parties, team building events, and many more. Today for a quotation on 0207 064 9929 or 07540 254 342 or 07956 821 246, or visit us on our website at www.eehireservices.co.uk.
When I think upon your goodness and your faithfulness each day, I'm convinced it's not because I am worthy to receive the kind of love that you give, but I'm grateful for your mercy. And I'm grateful for your grace, and because of how you've poured out yourself, I have come to sing this song out in praise. Imela, oh, Imela, oh, Kaka, oh,
my Lord,
who am I to sing your praises?
who am I to worship you, Lord?
Who am I to worship you?
Yeah,
It's your blood that makes the difference in me,
and made a way.
made a way to enter into your throne. I could not come near your presence.
I could never sing your song, Lord.
Never sing your song.
Yeah,
But the sacrifice on Calvary's tree
is the reason.
is the reason I can
Cry out today. Imela, yeah, yeah. Imela Chineke mo. You're my Lord and King, and I bless your name. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Lord.
Hey, you're welcome back. What a beautiful song.
It is. It's an amazing song. I mean, you know, we're talking about Nathaniel Bassey here, and that song in particular. I mean, you know, there are songs and there are songs, and,
you know,
that is a song.
It is a beautiful song, and it's one of the songs that, for us, when we sing it, you do the English bit, and then when it gets to the other language bits, you sing in tongues. You sing in tongues.
No, but you know what it means. Imela means
thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, I know.
How do you say thank you in your language?
Thank you. Well, thank you or tenki. Tenki. It's like 10 keys.
10 keys.
10 keys.
But without the S.
Yes.
Tenki.
Without
God,
much ado.
Papa God, we say
Going
thank you.
into, wow, that's good.
That's my creole.
That's your career. That's a good one. Shall we introduce our guest?
Yes, please. Why not?
She's a principal of a choir. She's a qualified barrister.
A pastor's kid.
A pastor's kid. A beautiful lady. Very has a very good sense of humour. But let's help us welcome Anu and Praise Talk Show. I was going to say something else, but I just
know, and I was wondering what that was
You're
going to
so
be.
far, we're just going to
High
high five.
five, air in the air.
Why not? Why not?
I wanted to hear what you were going to say.
I'll keep that until after the show, because you were saying you'll be naughty.
That's okay. It can be naughty within limits on the show, no doubt.
Great to have you on the
I'd
show.
have to do that
Thank
with
you.
your permission,
That's
not without
okay.
your
No,
permission.
Fair enough. It's very kind of you, very kind of you. Thank you for having me.
You are welcome.
It's very nice
Very
to meet
busy
you.
woman, obviously.
A little
Make
on the
time
busy
for
side.
us mere mortals.
Mere mortals.
You know?
I remember mere mortals having the chance to grace your illustrious stage, your set. So thank you for having me.
And you know, I've asked this question before. I
Yeah.
need you to tell us your full name, Anu.
My full name, ladies
Yes.
and gentlemen, is Anu Oluwapo.
like
Anu Omideye.
Come on.
There probably are other names in between.
Now, why
that
do you
my
have to do with a deep?
grandparents.
Why do you have to do with a deep voice?
Well, because every authentic Nigerian Yoruba person out there will be correcting me. So I find that if I say it with a higher
you have to
voice,
switch.
it doesn't really work.
It doesn't work.
as much. So I've got to make sure I kind of get the intonations right. And even then, you'll get 5 emails telling you
You didn't do
that
it
I
well.
got it wrong. And that it meant something else when I said it.
How
And
many
which is
names have you
crazy.
got?
I have 3.
Is that all?
No, I have 3 that I'm telling you.
No, I'm not going to ask you to pronounce the rest, but how many names do you have? How many
Well,
names?
I was once told that I had 13 names on my birth certificate, but that's
You
not true
do?
because I have my birth certificate and there are
Right.
only 3.
Okay.
So I'm
Okay.
sticking by them.
'Cause
So
I was
all
gonna
the
say,
other ones that were
they were there-
allocated to me
yes, at the
are here
naming-
in spirit.
At
At the naming ceremony,
naming ceremony. Okay.
I received the blessings that they no doubt carry.
Okay.
I just can't remember.
You know what? I love these traditions. You know, I love them because to me, I think you know, names are very important.
They are.
And
They're very
especially, I mean,
important.
if you're of a parentage who know the Lord, and they're giving you 13 names,
Yes.
which all carry some sort of positiveness about it.
Yes.
Then you know, from the very beginning, no wonder you're who you are.
Oh, well, that's so... I receive it. Well, you know what? Names are important, and I know that my parents took my naming very seriously. So, yeah, I thank God.
Amen.
for who
And
I am.
you have indeed gone far. Now, I'm not going to let the cat out of the bag, but you would tell us where you've been.
Okay.
You know, and the things that God has allowed you to achieve and what you're doing. But tell us a bit about yourself, how this all started.
All right, so I run, as has been introduced, the Reapers Choir, and that is an authentic, bona fide church choir.
Okay.
So and I really do stress that because I'm very proud of that, because it's not a choir where we've gathered the best of the best singers to come together and put on an outfit. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. That's great. But this is a church choir. So we all attend the same church. We've all started from the same church.
When you say church choir, we're talking about the usual where you have volunteers, people who think, I want to help a bit with the praise and
right.
worship.
Well, that's
that
exactly
kind of
right.
stuff.
Well,
no auditions, nothing.
Well,
Come
it's
join.
not quite like that, but Because in our church we have a great heritage of music. So we've actually got 3 choirs in the church. So we have a mass choir, we have what would nowadays be called a praise and worship team.
So when you say your church, what church are we talking about?
Christ Apostolic Church, Bethel. It's based in Shoreditch, in Hackney, in London, in the United Kingdom. Just to get that straight, because I know you have international viewers. You've got to get it right.
Yeah.
Not everyone's going to know that Hackney is in London, in the United Kingdom.
You've got it wrong. It's acne.
Acne.
Oh my God.
Something that grows on your face. So that's the choir is the church choir, and what's been so wonderful, it's obviously been going on since the inception of the church. It's the church gospel choir, all right. Okay. So the others, like the mass choir, we sing classical music, we sing hymns, we sing praise and worship, we sing rock, we sing Afro, we sing everything. But the Reapers choir is the church gospel choir, and so traditionally, you're absolutely right. You'd have volunteers, you'd have people who just wanted to sing gospel, who enjoyed it, and over the years. I've run it for decades actually, and we kind of developed it and made it really tight. And what happened was my father passed away a few years ago in 2011, unexpectedly. And when that happened, and as you said, I'm the PK, so he was, the overseer of the church. It totally took everybody by surprise. And then you realise that nobody's immortal, and that you really do have to get on and do what God has asked you to do. And he always used to say to me, Anu, what are you waiting for? I hear so many singers, and you sound so much better than them. That's what he used to say about the choir. And I never believed it. But once he went, I was like, oh my gosh, he has a lot to show for what he's done. But I don't. So we then said, we're going to start, and we're going to take out the gospel as we do it. Doesn't matter how good or bad we think we are, we're just going to do it. So we put together a teeny little EP, a few songs. We went out, we had our first invitation, I'll never forget, was at Wood Green, a New Testament Church of God Cathedral of Praise. We sang there, and they were totally blown away. And I think we were more blown away than they were. Because we were like, oh my God, this is the response. Yeah. And ever since then, we've just had request after request after request after request. And 3 years later, if that, because we started in 2012, so 3.5 years later, we've ended up singing at the Royal Albert Hall, 10 Downing Street.
Say it again.
10 Downing Street.
Yes, you need to say it.
She wants one more time. I know she really likes that. I know you're really interested in that.
Are you talking about? We'll come to the 10 Downing Street, which she seems to sort of.
I know she's really taken by that.
You know what? Talking about
it's another address, right? So.
Talking about your.
Sorry, I'm so sorry. I know.
Talking about your dad.
Yeah.
Do you know? The first time I actually watched this channel, Faith
it was
TV
him.
channel, was your dad.
Wow.
I was just flicking through the channels, and I think he used to come on before this show on Saturday afternoon.
He may well have.
Something like that.
He may well
I was
have.
flipping.
Yeah.
I was actually just flipping on the channels, and then I stopped on Faith TV, and there was this man who was sat there. He was so calm. Yeah. And yet so, I'm thinking that's not the usual thing you see on TV. Because you usually see people
giving it large.
Fire, brimstone.
Yeah.
But he was so, and I thought...
And there's nothing wrong with the brimstone and the
nothing
fire.
wrong with the fire.
Don't get me wrong. There's nothing wrong with that.
And he said, he was quite
Just like sometimes when it gets a bit too much, you might just switch off.
Exactly.
Okay, so
you see,
nothing wrong with the
that's what she does.
Yeah,
she bites you and then she funds it.
Yes.
Anyway, so I see him. He's preaching and it's like, oh my word, this is really deep, but no gimmicks, nothing.
Well, this is the thing. He always used to say that he didn't really consider himself a preacher, but a teacher. So it was like he made teaching tapes. He always referred to them as teaching tapes. And this was the thing for me, because he had so much of a legacy. He's got hundreds of teaching episodes. And I thought to myself when he passed, he has this. This is here. We still listen to them. People are still learning from him once he has died. And I just thought to myself, what are you doing, girl?
It always happens.
What is your legacy?
Yeah.
When you go, who is going to benefit from anything you've done? Everyone's going to say, oh, she was a really nice girl. Whether you were or you weren't, people will say that at your funeral.
And then that's it.
And then that's it.
That's
that's why, by force, by fire.
You have
As
to.
they say,
She's needed the fire and the
you have to.
brimstone.
You have to.
You have to. And so we did. And we've been amazed at the response that we have had in the last few years, especially
So we
within
have
the
a
last
church
couple of years.
choir. We have a church choir that is led by a qualified barrister. And, you know,
I know you like that too, don't you?
I like that too because it's very
You know what?
inspirational
She's
for all
she's
of
a
us.
proper African. Africans
I know,
like
they're so
titles.
taken
They
by-
like
I know,
qualifications.
It's
Yeah,
showing.
it is.
It's showing that Christians can achieve.
Yes.
Okay, and
Yeah.
we have to be proud
all right.
of that.
It's all right
we're
to be a
making our
Christian
boast.
and
We're
still
making our boast
achieve,
in the
isn't it?
Lord. We're making our boast in the Lord.
Yes.
But it's very good because somebody's watching.
Yes.
And they're seeing that, okay, especially for our young people,
Yes.
they're into music.
Yes.
But they don't realize that behind the music can be the qualification.
Absolutely.
Behind the music can be somebody who's very educated.
Yes.
You know, because they don't know that part of the story.
Yes.
So they start off on the instruments and it's time to go to school. No, they want to stay on the instruments.
Yeah.
It's time to do this. No, they want to practice.
Yeah.
It's good to do that. But
Yeah.
you can also balance your life. And that's
You
why
can.
I'm bringing that out.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, and also, sorry to cut you there, and also as part of what you're doing as a church choir,
Yeah.
the church choir has taken you to 10 Downing Street.
Yes.
So things can happen to you as a Christian, you know, and
Absolutely.
in this life and, you know, in what you're doing. So
Yeah.
we have to sound this alarm.
No,
or
no,
the
you're
trumpet,
absolutely right.
blow the trumpet.
You're absolutely right, you know.
And you're African.
I'm not sure how relevant that is, but I am very proud.
Don't you worry.
But I'm very, very proud of being African. No, you're absolutely right, and it is very important.
Yeah.
Little kiddies, if you're out there,
Yes, definitely.
and you're playing. I was that child actually.
Okay.
Well, I was that university student who, you know, I graduated maybe over. Oh my God, when 2016, I graduated 27 years ago.
No, you liar.
I'm serious. If my mental arithmetic serves me correctly. Yeah, I graduated in 1999. So anyway, yeah, and I was.
Hang on now. Let me stop you.
Oh my God.
What, 1989?
1999.
99?
Yeah.
Even yet still, 1999.
Okay, you're going through your glasses. Don't worry. She can continue.
All right,
while you
Okay,
work that
no,
out.
what did I say? I said
Yeah.
17 years ago.
Yeah,
Sorry,
but
what am I
even
talking?
still,
17 years ago.
years,
Sorry, I told
that
you my
is
mental
still-
arithmetic is
Okay.
poor.
Right, okay.
But I can't count.
Yeah.
17 years ago. But yes, but I was that student who didn't want to do law because I wanted to do music.
Okay.
And I never forget, in the second year, I actually wanted to drop my law degree
Okay.
because I was so taken by the whole music scene, and I really wanted to go into that. And I never forget, my brother gave me the best piece of advice that I've ever heard. It was really good advice then, and it's good advice now, ladies and gentlemen. He said, just finish what you've started. And that was absolutely the best piece of advice for me, because then I finished my degree.
Right.
You know, I got a good degree, and then I went on to law school, and my whole thing was like, well, we'll see how it goes. If it goes well, I'll do that. I'll do the music, and I'll do law,
Right.
and I'll just run the two parallel, and we'll see which one wins out.
Right.
And although it's taken nearly 15 years,
Yeah.
the music has finally won out. But that's after a 15-year career as being a criminal barrister.
Right.
And that's really set me in good stead to go into the music and the business side of it. Because it's not just, as we all know, the music industry is not just about the music.
You need the
Yeah.
knowledge.
You need the knowledge, you need the background, you need the financial foundation, quite frankly.
Definitely.
Would you then say your life as a barrister kind of sustained you and also sustained your quest for, you know, taking music to a higher level? Because being a barrister and earning money from what you did enabled you to actually pursue that career, because until you get to a certain level in music, it doesn't really pay the bills.
Without a shadow of a doubt. Without a shadow of a doubt. The capital came from what I call lawyer money. You know, I mean,
So
and
if you're thinking of quitting school, don't.
don't do it.
Don't do it.
Don't do it.
Don't do it. Stay
Just
in there.
stay
Hang in there.
Absolutely. Look, there's no better foundation to have, you know, concrete education you can always fall back on if it all goes horribly wrong, or if it takes longer than you expect.
Yeah.
And we are in this for the long haul, so you do really have to have patience at times. Your qualifications will really assist in that regard. Yeah.
And I strongly believe that this is the reason why you have some gospel singers or gospel ministers who might not have that balance get to a place of frustration because they've come in single-handedly thinking that, well, I'm into the music is going to make money for me, the music is going to get me somewhere, and they get to a hard place in life, and it's like, well, disappointments, people don't appreciate, you know, then you hear all the anger, the bitterness, the frustration that comes out of them, and then they blame God, they blame the church, they blame everybody else, they leave the church, they leave God,
and drag it all down with them.
do you know what I mean? So, you know, we need to get balance with this, and that's why I'm so, you know, thrilled by what you're doing, and it's so important for us to get the message out there.
Yeah, look, I've got to be even-handed about it, because there will sometimes be opportunities that come into your life which you have to grab in the moment. And sometimes that will take you away from your education or your job or what have you, and into that particular road, which may seem precarious, but really is your destiny. And sometimes people are playing it too safe, and they miss that one moment. And sometimes it is that single opportunity that comes, and then they don't strike it while it's hot, and they say they come back to it, and then the opportunity isn't there. I would say that the key to getting it right is truly seeking the face of God.
That's it.
Because He really knows what your path is. And I would say, obviously, education is incredible, and it's very important, and it's one of the great tools to give every generation. But it's not always for everybody. And if there is a path of destiny that God is bringing your way, you really must have the faith to follow Him. Because I could have just stayed as a barrister and said, well, look, I need to pay my bills, I need to pay my mortgage, I need to pay all of this, you know, and so I'm not going to go into ministry in any way, or I'm not going to cut CD or develop the choir or manage them or do what have you, because I'm comfortable earning what I'm earning. But that wasn't.
So I mean, now that you've made that transition, and be very honest with me, or you can decide not to be as economical with the truth as much as you want.
I'll be honest.
Has there been any time when you've thought, Anu, what have you done?
Absolutely. All the time. I sometimes think, who are you? Who asked you? Who are you? Who do you think you are? Who called you?
Who called you?
Who asked you to go and do this?
Did they call you, or did you hear somebody else's name
Right,
and you responded?
Was it a missed call?
But you know, but the glorious. But I was just about to say, but the glorious thing about it is that I do know who called me.
Amen.
And I do know what those circumstances are. Amen. And so because I'm so confident in that, I'm able to say, well, Lord, this was your idea. You know, this was you. It was you that dragged me out. I would have stopped, but I would have stopped later. If I went along my own plan, I would have continued the law and the music until I was 100% confident that I could step from one comfortably into the other. I mean, they say, you know, publicly funded law, criminal law is not the best paying law, and it's not the best paying law, but doesn't pay badly. You know, so comparatively, you know, I wasn't doing badly. But so, and I'm the planner. So I like to plan ahead. Well, I've got this in place, I've got that in place. Now I can step.
I like how she went ahead. That's the African in you.
African always comes out. But God was like, no, it's now.
Bam. And that's like a leap into the unknown.
I think it's probably the first time in my life that I have really exhibited that level of faith.
Wow.
That level of faith. And I think for that itself, just to be able to get to know God like that, and get to have that experience and get to understand who He is and say, Lord, I'm trusting you. This is what you said. You did this. You pulled me out of here. This is you. You sent this person, that person. You spoke to me. Challenge. Well, yeah, in the most respectful way. But you say, Lord, you spoke to me. And so I trust in your word. Yeah. But, you know, and then you get an email from 10 Downing Street. You get an email saying, you know, come to the Royal Albert Hall. You get an email saying, we saw you, can you come to the Royal Festival Hall? We saw you, can you do...
You're BBC Choir of the Year.
Well, can you audition for BBC Choir of the Year? There's nothing that we've done so far that we've asked to be on. Not one thing.
Wow.
I mean, that may well change. I'm sure that will change. But as of this day, you know? So can you do this? Can we like to host you at the London African Music Festival? Listen, when we did the London African Music Festival, it was our own night, no other acts. We were paid to do that.
No, I thought it was your concert.
Yeah, we didn't say we are now going to put on a concert. Everybody please come. And you'll be wondering, are your tickets selling? Have you done your promotion? Will people come? Can we get your musicians?
The headache that goes with all of that.
All the headache that goes with it.